Hello, welcome back to our channel. Today I wanted to do a video on my baby must-haves from 4 to 8 months. I know I watched a lot of these videos when Layla was coming into this transition, as well as when I was pregnant, and I thought I would give my perspective on my top baby must-haves from 4 to 8 months. So I have my notes on my phone and I'm talking kind of slowly because Layla is sleeping and I don't want to wake her up because her bedroom was on the other side of my bedroom. She's at a different stage right now. It's a really fun age, and she's doing a lot of things that she couldn't do before, so some of the must-haves have definitely changed. And the first thing I would say is, as a must-have more now than at the 4 months stage, is a playpen. So Layla started crawling at 7 months, and once she did, she was really fast. Even when she was scooting, she scooted for like a week before she started crawling, and so she's going everywhere. You have to constantly chase her. She gets into things that she doesn't need to be in, and a playpen is life-changing. So I did a lot of research on which one we want to get, and we ended up getting 2 actually. So one I like to have in the kitchen, and I can roll, it has wheels on it, so I can roll it around also to the bathroom for when like I'm getting ready and stuff, or I can have it in the kitchen, like I said, to do dishes. And then the other one that we have is that one that's more I guess sturdy. It doesn't move, but it's bigger, so she has more of an area to crawl around and play. It's a hexagon shaped one, although we didn't put it in a hexagon, we put it in another shape to maximize her play mat area, but it's a safe play yard is what it's called. So it's the gates, and whereas the other one is more like a mobile playpen that we can take in different rooms and use to do other things when we need to put her down, or if she just wants to play. She's at an age right now where she just likes to play on her own and get down, and she doesn't really want to be held all the time. So it's great for her and for us. The second one on my list is a jumperoo. This is also in the area of like keeping her entertained when I can't hold her. The jumperoo she's been using, I think, since she was 4 months. I think we started her in it at 4 months, and then she wasn't really using it properly, but she slowly got used to it, and then we would kind of raise her in it as she grew a little bit taller. But now that she's 8 months, she really understands the jumping concept, and she can get in there and have fun for a little bit while I set her down, or just, you know, put something in the laundry or whatever it is I need to do. The next one is about bottles. So my must-have would be convenient bottles. So we stopped breastfeeding around it was like 4.5 months, and so after that we switched to bottles, and I saw a lot of people on here recommending those Tomo bottles, which, you know, I bought into them and I got them. The thing about bottles and babies though is you never know which bottle a baby's gonna like. And the thing about Layla is she's not picky, so she can take any type of bottle. And I picked those Tomo bottles because I felt like I heard a lot about it. It's easy to transition from the breast to those bottles and the shape of them, but they're really a pain in my butt. I hate those bottles, and since she doesn't have a preference, it kind of defaults to what's best for us. So the other bottles that we bought, they're also made for like breastfeeding babies and reducing colic and all those things, but they're much easier to handle. So the Tomo bottles are really hard to take off the lid with one hand. Even with 2 hands, the lid is really hard to unscrew on them, and they take longer to heat. So the other bottles that we bought are faster to heat, easier to maneuver, and you know, if you have a baby, you're using one hand a lot of the time, so it's just, why not have an easier bottle? And then as far as warming the bottles, I like the bottle warmer that we have. It's a pretty, I think, popular one, and I'll link all of this stuff in the description below. But yeah, you're gonna need a good bottle warmer if you're transitioning to to formula after breast milk during the 4 to 8 months. period. Another thing that's helpful now, which was helpful when she was newborn, but it's also helpful now, is the sanitizer, because I can sanitize a lot of her toys now that she's putting everything in her mouth and her passies and all that in the sanitizer as well. And the reason I like a sanitizer that you plug in versus like the ones the bags you put in the microwave, is because you can do a lot of things at once. You don't have to think about it. It makes your life easier, and to me it's just a much better system. So I wanted to make sure I put a sanitizer in there, because you're definitely still going to need one when they get older, because you don't want them to get any types of infections or anything like that. And with everything in the world that's going on, and why make it hard on yourself, I like this one. You can just throw lots of stuff in there. The top is made for like smaller stuff, and the bottom is made for like larger bottles or like toys that you can put in there. So sanitizer is still very much key in our lives. Now I would move on to the food. So one of the exciting things about this age is they're eating table foods now. So Layla is what you would consider now in stage 2, although she eats pretty much everything we eat. But she obviously, when she was 4 months, we started her eating table foods, and she was in stage 1. So I really liked Plum Organics pouches, as well as Happy Baby pouches. Those make things a lot easier, and now she has learned to actually suck from the pouch. So if we're out and about or on a hike, I can just hand her one of the pouches and she can have her little snack, which is very convenient. I also like the teething crackers, and not so much for the taste or the nutrients, but they keep her busy, and it's not something super filling if you want to give them to kind of keep them occupied while you're eating or while you're out at a restaurant. And they're sticky. They get sticky once they eat on them, so they can keep holding them. So those are also very clutch, more so on the keeping her occupied aspect. And then also the puffs she really likes as a little snack just to have for fun. And Layla is a baby that really likes to eat and has good head control, and she has good, even though she doesn't have teeth, chewing, she makes sure she does that. And so I guess we did the baby led kind of feed weaning kind of thing, in the sense that we would let her try things, let her use her hands, get her used to putting in her mouth and finding out what worked for her and what would make her gag and what was actually okay to try to eat. But it definitely was scary at the beginning when she first started eating. So I would say talk to your pediatrician before starting any of the baby foods, but once you do, those are my favorites, like pouches and snacks. We also give her a probiotic, the one I'm going to show in the clip, which we really like. I like it because it's the squeezable one to get the drops out, whereas the Gerber one you have to kind of shake and wait, and it's like, really, who has time for that? And then the iron supplements I got her because I just wanted to make sure, now that we weren't breastfeeding, that she was getting all the iron that she needed. And the iron supplements that I found, I also did a lot of research on, seemed like the best ones that were out there. She does eat baby oatmeal. I don't really have a preference on the type of oatmeal that she eats, but she does eat that every day, which has iron in it, but obviously it doesn't meet 100% of her nutrient needs on the iron, and she needs iron for her brain to grow. I also recommend, as a must-have, the Hale baby formula. It's made in Germany. They have higher, stricter standards on formula over there, and it's completely organic. And so to buy it here, you have to buy it through a distributor, and so I'll link the one that I use down below. And then moving into sleep, I really, really love her crib. So we transitioned her into her crib at 4 months, but the crib we use is very simple. It's gray, it's sleek, it's convertible, so it changes into a toddler bed and then to a real bed. Is the Graco crib, and then when she transitioned out of the swaddle, we moved her in the sleep suit. So the thing about transitioning is the swaddle kind of keeps them from lifting their arms and waking themselves up. But when they're starting to roll, you have to transition them out of the swaddle. And Layla really hated the swaddle up until the end, so it was kind of like a breath of fresh air to get her out of the swaddle. But what I like about the Sleepsuit is it still had enough weight and pressure on it that she wouldn't flail, and she actually slept better in it because she could have her arms out, which is what she liked. And if she wanted to, she can bring her arms into her face and self-soothe herself. But it did have the weight to kind of keep her from like rolling around too much or waking herself up. So that was the Sleepsuit that we used that I'll link below. And then now she kind of got tired of the Sleepsuit, was also getting way too big for it. We're in a sleep sack. So that one is the current ones that we're in, and she did really well again with that one. We don't have one with sleeves. We have one without sleeves since the summer, but we do put her in her pajamas, her long sleeves, so it seems to be working for her, and she's doing just fine. She's actually sleeping in it right here. Oh, another thing for the eating is her high chair. So I know there's lots of fancy high chairs out there, but for us, we wanted to get one that was simple and sleek because our house decor is just very natural, whites, grays, woods, those kind of colors. So hubby actually found her high chair, and it is white and gray, very sleek and simple, and I know she's going to grow out of it soon too, so I didn't want to over splurge on that aspect, and it's been working for us. It has the tray that can go to 3 different levels. It's fine, and it's, you know, cute and fits in with our house. For the crib, we also got her a satin sheet for her mattress. So if you don't know, you know, the Back to Sleep campaign, babies have to sleep on their back and they get a lot of rubbing in the back of their head. And so the satin sheet helps them not to lose their hair. And then we also, I would say some must-haves for this age is some cute outfits. I really like neutrals colors and like a monotoned outfit, like all one color. And those are hard to find. They don't make a lot of baby clothes in neutrals, especially black for girls or gray for girls. And they don't make a lot of outfits without, I hate patterns, without patterns and just like solid. So I had to do some search for those, and I found some cute ones. I'll put in some pictures here of Layla and her like all one color outfits and neutrals. And I will link them also, so you can, if you like that style and you want to have some of those outfits, you can find. Another thing that has been really helpful for us during her bedtime routine. So a thing about a bedtime routine is, once again, the 4 to 8 months, it's really becoming crucial because they're not waking up in the night anymore. So it's kind of that signal that this is not a nap, this is actual bedtime. And one of the things that can help them is obviously a nighttime routine, and sounds as a part of that routine can really cue their brain that, oh, it's bedtime. And babies like knowing what to expect. So one of the things that's helped us with that is this hippo that her papa bought her that plays night music, and we don't keep it on while she's sleeping, but we do it during her bedtime routine when we go in there, read a book. It has stars on the sky, so you can dim the lights, the stars will be on the sky. It plays the music. We like the nature one that has nature in the music, and it helps set the tone. That's my husband walking by. Another thing is, this is when they're really starting to develop the skills of categorizing things and building their language, even if it's just understanding. And so we bought her a lot of books that start to name the words, so she can start to understand like different words and hopefully be able to say. She just said her, you know, first word, and all I'll say about that is when she was deciding on her first word, she didn't take in consideration who, you know, nurtured her for 9 months inside of their body. She didn't take into consideration who went through a 12-hour natural labor. She decided to go with her first word, to go with something or someone that makes her laugh the most. So priorities much. And then so yeah, the books are just going to help her learn other words like ball, and it has like different categories of life and all that kind of stuff. And so we just find those helpful and good to have during this age where that's starting to develop their language skills. And then the last one is the stand and play. So Layla, like I said, she started crawling at 7 months, which is kind of early, but she's a very physical baby, and I could tell she was liking to stand, and she was pulling up on all of our furniture and stuff. So in order to help her have something safe that she could pull up on rather than like the furniture, I got her the stand and play toy, which I think really helped her kind of hone that skill of standing up and being more vertical. And eventually they can also push it. She's just now learning how to do push it and walk. She likes to walk in her walker, but this is like less, I guess, stability when they're walking, but she loves to stand on it, loves to play on it. It helps them build their standing skills, and which eventually help them with their walking skills. So the stand and play, I really like it. And you can even take off the front part, so before they're even standing, they can use it on the floor. So it's really a toy that really grows with them, that I really like, and she uses it every day. She loves that toy. So those are my baby must-haves from 4 to 8 months. If you like videos like this, please give me a thumbs up and check the description below if you're looking for anything that I mentioned. And please subscribe to our channel and join us as we create memories. Until next time, namaste.